So good morning. Yes. Okay. So good morning, guests and fellow Toastmasters. A warm welcome to the 139th meeting of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club. I'm Yajna Vij, your SAA for today. I'm sure you are as excited as I am. The meeting will be blocked for 2 hours and you're expected to stay for 2 hours. Before you start the meeting, there are some key points which I'd like to tell you. Your video should be on and audio should be off. Audio should only be on when you're called to speak or you need to speak. Regarding the topics of sex, religion, and politics, even though Toastmasters International does not put any restrictions on speaking on these topics, at the Gabbys TMC, however, we request all the speakers and role takers to be mindful and responsible to abstain from expressing any controversial views on these sensitive topics. Also urge you to be cognizant of the fact that we as a club practice diversity and inclusion in letter and in spirit. Hence, ensure there are no sexist, racist, or any such undertones which create hostility and discomfort amongst the members or guests. Let me now call upon the presiding officer for the meeting, TM Neha. She is a finance professional working with Cardinal Health India, a yoga practitioner, a trainer. She loves traveling, trekking, and playing badminton. With this, I welcome TM Neha, the presiding officer for the meeting.
Hey, Neha is not here.
Neha, just take 2 minutes to join because she's facing some technical issues. So in the meanwhile, I think Dhwani, you can probably take.
Okay. Sure. Okay. So at the meantime, when before our presiding officer joins, let me handle the meeting. And firstly, tell me, how is everybody doing today? Doing great. Good. I want you all to give me answers. Tell me, how are you feeling?
Doing fantastic.
Oh, lovely. Okay. If you're feeling fantastic, then I want you to come on the camera as well. I want everybody to come on the camera, please. I don't want to just talk to the names. I also want to see the faces as well.
Dhwani, I'll come on camera in 10 minutes. Just 10 minutes.
Okay, perfect. I'll be counting and I'll be messaging you after 10 minutes if I don't see you. Right? Okay, so how about our Toastmaster Joane, Toastmaster Devayani, Toastmaster Chitrakshi? Please try to come on the camera as soon as possible. Perfect. Yes, I see cameras coming up. Perfect. Right. Okay. So I see a guest as well. Toastmaster Jessie Jo Philip. Okay, her audio is getting connected. Right. Hi, Toastmaster Tessie, and we welcome you to the Gabbys Toastmasters Club and the meeting of our club today. Right. So our presiding officer is having some technical issue and hence she'll take a bit of time to come. At the meantime, let me introduce and let me welcome everybody to our 139th meeting of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club. Hello, everybody, and I am your Toastmaster of the day. For sure, people must be knowing me that my name is Dhwani Adeshra, and people know me as somebody who's bubbly, who's chirpy, and who's all of energy. And also a lot of Toastmasters also mention that I'm somebody who's more towards the energy side, and hence I am here to pump up your Saturday today for 2 hours. And our topic, our theme for today is let's evoke the painter inside us. Don't we all think we have painter within us? Yes, no, maybe. Show me a raise of hand. Yes, no, maybe. No, Shrilalshmi is saying no. I believe that, okay, to all the people who are saying yes, great job. But to the people who are saying no, everybody can paint. It's just that some have that Majnu Bhai painting and some have that MF Hussain painting.
Like the one behind you, Dhwani. Like the one behind.
Yeah, I have specifically put that painting behind me to remember Karthik and to make sure that he knows that I've used this virtual background. So yes, everybody has a painter. Let me tell you my story, that how I started painting. You know how all those, how when we are kids and our parents, especially our mom for that matter, who is always behind our eyes, that go to this class, go to dance class, go to summer camps, go to swimming, go to everything. I think every mom's over here would do the same thing with their child because they have also been taught in that manner. Whereas there is my mom. She wants me to not go and do it, but she wants me to excel in it. I mean, she wants me to be jack of all trades and the master of all trades. Now, how is it possible as individuals? Like, we cannot know everything very well, right? So I was forced into everything, and I was forced to master every aspect of that extracurricular activities that we did in our childhood, that my mom made me do in my childhood. Like, my schedule was jam-packed with swimming classes, with dance class also, salsa class. I've done classical dancing. I have done multi types of dancing, painting, sculpture, architecture, you name it, and Dhwani was there. It was that kind of a scene. Now, when I finished, when I went to boarding school, I left my touch with, because my mom was not behind me and I was really happy. So I left my touch with art and with extracurricular activities for that matter. I was just enjoying and chilling. When I entered college, and it was 2020, and that's when I understood and that's when my painter evoked inside me. It was January when I was just getting bored and I didn't know what to do. It was 2020, and 2020 is the most difficult year for each and everybody, right? It was January and I really didn't know what to do. And I was like, okay, though I have a lot of time, let me not just waste it by just Netflix and chill. Let me do something more. So I spoke to my friend and she suggested that, hey, I want to learn painting. I said, you want to learn? I have already honed that skill. Let me teach you how. And we started sketching. We got all these materials with us and we started sketching. And let me show you my very first sketch. Just give me a minute. 1 minute. Yes. This was my first sketch that I drew. You can see my screen, right? Pardon the other things behind the screen. Okay. So this was my very first sketch, which I drew in January. And that's when I realized that, wow, I truly have mastered this skill, and all thanks to my mom. Even though I had lost touch with my artistic side and paint and sketches for that matter, I could actually draw. And I thought that, why can't I make this a passion? So I started sketching. I started painting. I started indulging myself into all these activities. I started doing something productive. And that's when my inner artist evoked. And today I can proudly say that I have a degree as well in Master in Fine Arts. And I am somebody who loves to paint. So let me pause myself over here and let me call the presiding officer, as she has joined, to just give 2 cents, and then we can move ahead with the meeting. Toastmaster Neha Jain, the stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Dhwani. I was supposed to introduce you, but thanks for saving me today. And my Zoom just didn't support at the end moment. So yeah, fellow Toastmasters and guests, a very good morning to everybody present here. It's my absolute pleasure to be the presiding officer for meeting number 139. Am I audible? Hello?
Yes, you are. Yes, Neha, you are audible.
For the benefits of the guests, I would want to reiterate that Toastmasters is a home to people who wish to face their fear of public speaking. Not only that, if you love to connect and network with others, if you want to hone your leadership skills, Toastmasters is the place for you. It's a safe place to learn, unlearn, and relearn. We are proud to carry forward this 100 years old legacy, which has spanned over 100 plus countries. Today, we have a very interesting theme, and I think Toastmaster Dhwani has already touched upon the theme and given us a little insight about it, how it has affected her life. And for the people who don't know what the Toastmaster of the day is, well, he or she is someone who walks you through the meeting, and they are the master of the ceremony. Bunny, was your introduction done in the beginning, or do you want me to?
No, it's fine.
All right. Okay. No, it's not. It's not. So we have a very bubbly and energetic Toastmaster of the day. She is a very keen learner and happens to also be the secretary of the Gabbys Toastmaster Club. She's a triple crown winner and a path breaker. She's a communication skill coach by profession, an artist by heart. We all did see a sneak peek of it, and a period educator by choice. Over to our very bubbly and energetic Toastmaster of the day, Dhwani Adesera.
Thank you so much. And yes, I'm back again, everybody. So I was talking about my journey as an artist, and I have evolved. So when I started my journey in 2020, 2 years back for that matter, I was just in the phase of understanding myself and understanding what are the different art forms and what can I do. Initially, I started with sketching because I thought that's something I connected with. That was something that I wanted. So I did all the kind of sketchings under the earth possible, mastering that art of sketching. And then I realized, how about let me use paint brushes and let's see how am I doing and how good am I with it. So I started using paint brushes and I started painting as well. It was not that great initially when I started using paintbrush. And when you see that, when you look at a painting and you depict the same painting for that matter, when you see the painting from a Google and you want to try that out, trust me, you have multiple emotions going inside you, whether you will have, whether you will be able to make the same painting or whether the painting will be something that is not even understandable to others. That happens to us, right? So I tried to manage to do something around that. I kept trying until my paintings became perfect. Though I knew the ABC of painting, I wanted to understand the D of painting. I wanted to go to another level. I wanted to take my painting level a bit notch higher. And mind you, when I was doing all in these 1.5 years before, when I started painting, I did not have any coach to train me for that matter, because since it was lockdown and online kitna hi kar loge. So I thought that let me just hire a sir, because to get the D of painting, I need to understand that how can I go ahead, and there's a process to do it. That's when I hired my painting sir, and he has made me evolve as a person when it comes to painting. He has taught me that painting is not about just art, just doing that, depicting the same art. It's about you using that freedom, using that colors in a splash, in a manner that just relaxes you. So today, after our general evaluator session and after we go in between the meeting, we will have something really exciting coming up. But before that, let me introduce the Toastmasters meeting and let me pause myself with my theme today. So Toastmasters meeting have 3 segments, and let's paint those 3 segments in a manner. The first segment is about prepared speeches, where the speakers will come prepared and speak in front of us. The second segment is our table topic segment, where we all can evoke and suppress our fears and come and demonstrate our and come and speak in front of everybody and overcome the fear of impromptu speaking. And the third thing is the most important thing is general evaluation, where we grow and learn together and understand how can we become better from the next time. So with that, let me call upon our general evaluator for today. She's Toastmaster Malya Raja. She's the final year student of arts at Mount Carmel College. She loves family and food. She's been Toastmaster for 2.5 years and current president of MCC Toastmasters Club. Over to you, Toastmaster Malya.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Dhwani. Am I visible? Okay, that doesn't matter. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
All right. Thank you very much. I'm very glad to facilitate this meeting as the general evaluator for today. I will quickly move into the Taggle introductions. But before that, for the benefit of any guests present here, evaluation is probably one of the sessions which is very unique to Toastmasters, because every role player who takes the time and effort to come on stage will get a befitting evaluation by a whole team of people. So the general evaluator evaluates the meeting from the beginning, even before the beginning of the meeting till the end. And to assist them, we have a couple of individual evaluators and a team that we call the tag team, consisting of the timer, our counter, and Grammarian, who will shortly introduce themselves. Our timer for today is a certified image consultant and soft skills trainer by profession. And her interest in public speaking and leadership skills is what made her join Toastmasters. May I invite the timer for today, Toastmaster Shrilalshmi.
Thank you, Malya, for my introduction, lovely introduction. As a timer, I will time the speakers. For speaker, Chitrakshi is delivering her icebreaker speech. For her time limit is 4 to 6 minutes. At 4 minutes, I will display the green slide, 5 minutes yellow slide, and 6 minute red slide. And for Ankit and Sanjana, time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. 5 minutes, I will show the green slide, 6 minute yellow slide, and at 7 minutes red slide. And for all the evaluators, time limit is 2 to 3 minutes. 2 minutes, I will show the green slide, 2 minutes, 30 seconds yellow slide, and at 3 minutes, I will display the red slide. And all the speakers and evaluators can take maximum 30 seconds. That is, speakers, Chitrakshi can take 6 minutes, 30 seconds, and both the speakers can take 7 minutes, 30 seconds. And for evaluators also, all the evaluators can take 3 minutes, 30, maximum 3 minutes, 30 seconds. And for the coming to table topic, time limit is 1 to 2 minutes. 1 minute I'll display green slide, 1 minute 30 seconds yellow slide, and at 2 minutes I'll show the red slide. So even table topic speaker can maximum speak 2 minutes 30 seconds. If they speak more than 2 minutes 30 seconds, they will be disqualified. What do you, ma'am? G?
Thank you, Toastmaster Shrilalshmi, for explaining your role so efficiently. Next up, we have the A of the team, that is the R counter. She works in IT and she says that she loves cooking and drawing. Let's welcome the R counter for today, Toastmaster Thriveni.
Thank you, Thomas. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Malya. Good morning, Toastmasters and my dear guests. I'm an accountant for today's meeting. As an accountant, I will not filler sounds like or on the crutch sounds such as like, basically this means, and the repeated words used by the speaker. I will also note short pauses and long pauses. I will be back with my report when called by General Evaluator. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Thriveni. Next up, we have the Grammarian for today. Our Grammarian is a travel enthusiast who is interested in different cultures and values. They are also a proficient horse rider who believes in a circle of influence, always focusing on things which he can control. Over to our Grammarian for today, Toastmaster Jeetender.
Thank you, G, Toastmaster Malya Raja, for a wonderful introduction. So today, as a Grammarian, it's my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listen carefully to their language usage, and I'll take note down of improper language as well as outstanding words, chords, or thoughts. As a grammarian, it is my duty to introduce the word of the day. So for today's meeting, the word is grandiose, which is an adjective, and it means very large or wonderful, or intended to seem great and important. And the usage of this word is grandiose art. Or another one, how you can use in sentence is there are still many obstacles in way of such grandiose dreams. So I would encourage you to use word of the day, and I'll give the grammarian report when called upon during the meeting, and also report the usage of the word of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jeetender, and the rest of the tag team for presenting your introductions. They and I will be back towards the third session of the meeting to present our reports. Thank you, and back to Toastmaster Dhwani.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. With that, let's move on to our prepared speech segment. Before I call upon the speaker, let me call upon her evaluator. Loves exploring music from different genres and across languages, likes spending her free evening in old book and stationery shops. Wow, she's an introvert who likes to talk. Toastmaster Joane, yes, the stage is all yours to state out the guidelines of the speaker one.
Good morning, everyone, and a special good morning to Chitrakshi, who is going to attempt her icebreaker speech. I'm excited, Chitrakshi, to see you here today. She is going to attempt her first speech ever in Toastmasters from the part Dynamic Leadership, Level 1, Project 1. The purpose of this speech is very simple, for the speaker to introduce herself and just learn the basic structure of a public speech. Thank you. All the best, Chitrakshi. Back to you, TMOD.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Joane. With that, let me call upon our speaker one for today, Toastmaster Chitrakshi. She's a remarkable image she's an image consultant. She's an Empower professional, has empowered over 6,000 individuals to secure promotions, ace interviews, and excel in their visual and vocal communication. She's a soft skills trainer by profession as well. And she's somebody who is just so, she's always on her toes and she's always there. She's always got your back and she's there to just rule. So over to you, Toastmaster Chitrakshi. Her speech title is, What Do I Do? What do I do, Toastmaster Chitrakshi?
Thank you, Toastmaster Dhwani. Before starting my icebreaker, I just realized I've been introduced. So maybe I can skip my icebreaker and Toastmaster Joane could just give my evaluation. But I know that's not how speeches work. Hence. Do you all know what my father does? He was there in one of the panel discussions. Do you remember what he does?
He's an
Pilot.
army man.
Yes, he's a pilot. Thank you, Toastmaster Jeetender. And before being a pilot, he was a fighter pilot in the Indian Air Force. Now he flies commercial. So when I was born, since then, I was born in a place that wasn't really home, but it was home because we were traveling all across and everywhere we stayed, we had a home. Throughout my life, I always saw my father using his fork and knife. I didn't understand back then what it was. But today, as a professional, those are things that I charge money for, and they're called dining etiquette. My father, for the first time, went to his in-laws' house, and you know what he did there? He picked up a fork and a knife and ate an aloo ka parantha, a stuffed parantha, that is. That's the kind of discipline we were brought up in. The kind of discipline where if you stepped out of your house, even to go to the garden in slippers, you were frowned upon or looked down upon. My mother just disliked that so much that my brother, after college, you know how kids get, wore flip-flops to the airport. And mind you, he did that because he lost his entire luggage with all his shoes and clothes in Paris. When he came back, he had no idea what to wear. The only pair of things that he had on him were a pair of slippers. So when he wore that to the airport, my father looked around and every person he could meet, the security guard, anyone at the check-in counter, the staff who were at the security check, he said, oh, look, kids are wearing flip-flop these days. They have no etiquette. They have no manners whatsoever. So you see, that's what defined me around my house all the time. So even though I was not in a place where my father was born or where my mother was born or where I was born, I was still around people who were constantly reminding me that there is a way you treat people. There's a way you talk to people. There's a way you eat. There's a way you become. Initially, I was not happy with that. So I became an engineer.
Actually, 4 years of engineering, I slogged and thought, I'm going to do something different. But then life happened. When I saw the engineers, it was such a contrast from where I came. My parents taught me all about being all about being very particular about what you do, having the right sort of etiquette. Your mannerisms and your behavior has to be good. You need to appear professional every time you step out of the house. And here I was with engineers who did not take a bath for 7 days straight, who did not even comb their hair before coming to class, who came to class, oh, good morning, mom. And when they appeared for interviews, 90% of them had no idea why they were even there. I still remember that they had to sit for their exams, they had to sit for their pre-assessments. And when they sat for their pre-assessments, the first question was, what company is this? That's how clueless they were. When I became an engineer, I realized this is not something I can be. This is not something I can do. First year of college, and I knew this is not me. But then, who am I? Who was I? What could I do? So I just went on with whatever came my way. From the editorial board in my school to the cultural club, from organizing committee of a tech fest to the hostel mess committee, I was there in all of those things. I had to participate. I had to find my calling. Well, I didn't. So the next best thing was experimenting with my life. So I became an intern at a PR company where I started working, going out and exploring things. While I was doing that, someone saw me and they had their own marketing agency. So they instantly got me into their company and they wanted me to help them market their new product. I did that. While I was marketing this new product for my second company, someone from Z Entertainment Television saw me and said, oh, I think we need people like you in our company. And just like that, without any questions, without even a second guess, I went on from one company to another. While I was doing this, a corporate trainer walked into the room. They came to train us. Well, for most corporates, including mine, I was not interested in the subject. I did not want to learn what they taught me. But what intrigued me the most was the mere fact that I could skip office, paid day, have amazing lunch, and dance and do activities all day. And that got me really excited. Because of this excitement, I ended up becoming an image consultant and a communication trainer. Now, public speaking, wow. Impromptu, I used to get mics in my hand. I had no idea what I was doing, but did I rule? Very much I did. But here's the thing. When you're good, you're scared of getting feedback. And most people's feedback is, wow, you were amazing. Oh, this was so good. I could have never done that. I wish I was as confident. But that wasn't good enough for me. Because if that was the truth, then was there a way ahead? Could I get any better? And I joined Toastmasters. 2 parts later, I can confidently tell you that I'm really happy that I joined Toastmasters because it's not about public speaking. It's much more than that for me. And after 2 parts, I know that taking on the secretaryship of this club and the secretaryship of my Image Management Professionals Association, I need to know more about leadership. And here I am in front of you all doing exactly that. Over to you, TMOD.
Thank you so much. What an amazing speech, Toastmaster Chitrakshi. And I totally agree with you that etiquette is something that we've all learned from our childhood, and we individuals as soft skills trainer charge for it. Yeah. So I totally get that. And as the standard norm of Toastmasters and our club, we give a standing ovation for each icebreaker. So can we have a huge round of applause for Toastmaster Chitrakshi for giving our icebreaker speech today? Yes. With that, let's move on to our next speaker. Before I call my next speaker, let me call upon her evaluator. Now, he is from Jaipur, currently living in Hyderabad. He works as a business analyst in a startup. His hobbies include reading, writing, watching movies, dancing, and exploring new places. He's none
Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
So, good morning, everyone. My target speaker is Toastmaster Sanjana. She is attempting her level 1 project 3 of her pathway, persuasive influence. This project is Introduction to Vocal Variety and Body Language. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice using vocal variety or body language to enhance a speech. The name of the speech is Introduction to Vocal Variety and Body Language. All the best, Toastmaster Sanjana. Back to TMOD.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ayush. With that, let me move on to our speaker two. She is a student of IIT Varanasi. She's currently pursuing her BTech plus MTech in maths and computing. Wow. She loves reading her daddy's Meteor, playing badminton, reading books on business, trekking, wakeboarding. She is keen to start her own brand that will bring about a positive change in the society. She's none other than Toastmaster Sanjana. Her speech title is It is a Show Day. It's a show day, Toastmaster Sanjana.
Let's hop on the time traveler and go back in time. Ooh, it is show day. The atmosphere is thick with anticipation. There are butterflies running in everyone's stomach. And the teacher approaches with this 3-page, double-sided, wicked entity and places it on my desk. The question paper, it grins at me. It has an enigmatic energy. Oh God, please give me the knowledge, the clarity, and the power to pass this examination. Ooh. Let's have a quick show of hands. How many of you have experienced this during your exams? I see many hands go up. So I have categorized students into 4 different categories. The first one being the typical nerds. They have this unshakable conviction that their sole purpose on the earth is to study, study. While we are struggling to even start preparing for our exams, they have finished the entire syllabus 1 week in advance. And then what they do? Oh boy, it's called revision. Something that we common people can never comprehend. They seem to know everything. I mean, just everything. From the spelling of the names of the most obscure book authors to the most complicated theorem on thermodynamics. A reverent salute to these superheroes. Moving on to type 2. These are what I call the last-minute crammers. These bold people have this unique ability to master the art of procrastination. But fear not, because they have a secret weapon to hold up their sleeve. The power to cram the entire semester syllabus in a single sleepless night. Just 24 hours before the exam, they switch on their 3x mode and this is how it goes. And before the exam, I finally finished studying in just 24 hours. Now I'm ready for the exam. Oh. On one side, we have who put their heart and soul for study. And on the other side, we have these detached optimists. They have tried everything they can to study for the exam, putting the book under the pillow, chewing some pages with Nutella for breakfast. But the knowledge transfer just doesn't seem to happen, you know. It doesn't go like this. It goes like this, and then this. And finally, they resort to their last option. That is to give up.
And they do so with so much innovation and a power of spiritual empowerment. I have a friend who exactly fits into this category. When I asked him, did you finish studying for exams? This is what he answered. Let me quote in Hindi. पढ़ने लिखने से क्या ही होगा? जीवन का असली आधार तो प्रेम है. This translates to what good is mere reading and writing? Love is the foundation of life. These people don't even have to worry about placements. Swamiji is earning millions. Type 4 are the cool guys. They have come from a different realm altogether. They enjoy the looming threat of existence. How? These are the strategists. They study every day, bit by bit, and finish the entire syllabus 2 days before the exam. And guess what they do on exam day? Swap their textbooks with their cricket bats and go for an exciting cricket match. And we mere mortals sit and stress out for our exams. But somewhere deep within, we all want to be like them. These are the Zen scholars. Don't we? To have a chill life. After graduating from college, we all think, no more exams finally. But the truth is, we encounter exams every now and then. In fact, more critical. Some will decide whether we'll get a job or not. Some will decide whether we'll get a promotion or not. And some will decide whether we'll get the best speaker award in a Toastmasters meet or not. But in all of these situations, we succumb to being one of those 3 categories. The typical nerd, the last-minute crammer, or the detached optimistic. Only 1% of the entire world is like the Zen scholars. You know why? Because we tend to overcomplicate things. Let's try to understand the secret of the Zen scholars by logic. We all get ample time before exams. Yes? Why can't we study a little bit every day? Because we know that we can't finish the portions just days before the exam. We all know that healthy food, good sleep, and a dose of physical exercise every day will energize us. But during our exams, when we want every neuron of our brain firing, we sacrifice on these 3 things. The power of the human mind is unimaginable if we strike a balance between the emotional, mental, physical, and spiritual spheres. We can achieve the impossible. So, my dear fighters, now that you know the secret, next time it is show day. Go ahead and rock it. Thank you. Back to you, TMOD.
Wow, what a power-packed speech. I must say, Toastmaster Sanjana, big round of applause to you. Amazing, amazing. Okay, with that, let's move on to our 3rd speaker for today. But before I call our 3rd speaker, let's call upon the evaluator of the 3rd speaker. She is a behavioral and leadership trainer. She is the founder of her Ikigai through her job with the Akshaya Patra Foundation. She facilitates training programs across India that upskill and motivate the frontline workers of her organization. And to upskill herself, her only go-to place is Toastmasters. And she has been my very first mentor, and she's really close to my heart. So Toastmaster Lakshmi, the stage is yours.
Thank you to our very bubbly and energetic Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Dhwani. A very good morning to all of you, and a special morning to my target speaker. My target speaker today is attempting his L2P2 speech in the presentation mastery. As part of this speech, the purpose of this project is for the member to deliver a speech with the awareness of intentional and unintentional body language, as well as to learn, practice, and refine how he or she uses his nonverbal communication. So today, it's going to be all about the nonverbal communication. So I'm wishing my target speaker all the very best. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much. With that, let's introduce our third speaker for today. He is a regulator professional with 13 years of experience who's currently trying to keep up with his busy life while taking care of his active 3-year-old and adorable infant. Wow. Amidst his demanding job and parenting responsibility, he also tries to find time for physical activities, chasing after his energetic kid as if he's training for Olympics. Okay, with that, let me introduce our speaker let me call upon our speaker today, Toastmaster Ankit Tyagi. His title is My Favorite Addiction. My Favorite Addiction, Toastmaster Ankit.
Hello, fellow Toastmasters. Today, I am going to talk about a topic which is very close to my heart. People call me a busy bee, and I consider myself as a productivity enthusiast. HR always says focus on work-life balance, but I will only focus on work part of it. People feel tired when they are working too much, but I feel restless when I think there is not sufficient work around me. My co-workers think that I am crazy, but I think they are crazy because they don't love their work as much as I do. And I have a love-hate relationship with my laptop. I can entire day stare at my laptop screen, but I feel lost when my laptop is not around me, and I curse when the screen or the server is down. So so audience, I just want to ask this question. What do you call such type of people in your office? Any guess?
Workaholic.
Yes, you are right. So I am a true workaholic. I love nothing more than spending my weekends and spending my late nights preparing spreadsheets, working on Excels. And trust me, I eat, breathe, and sleep at work. And I like to take a power nap in office whenever there are 2 assignments or 3 assignments. I take a power nap between the assignments using the office dispensary. So that is me. And it is important to understand that workaholic does not mean that you are working hard, but you should enjoy your work. I feel animated, really animated when my boss will send me a presentation that, hey Ankit, I need it within 2 hours. I feel extra excited when I get a tough job or tough Excel to prepare. And one thing I would like to tell you that I feel a shot of adrenaline when I complete a task and I get appreciation from management. Now, some of the people might be thinking that being workaholic is a problem, but I prefer to say that it is a power of parallel processing. People like us can answer emails, write thesis, or we can take conference call in parallel, and it is like a sixth sense of multitasking. One commonly said phrase is work hard and play hard. And yes, I do play hard. I play solitaire on my laptop whenever I get time during lunch. So now people might also think that, okay, this guy should need a break. But why should I take a break when I have so much of work to do? And again, I will have to come back and do my work if I take a break. And don't get me started on vacations. For me, vacation means that it's a new office location. I will work from a new location. Last time what happened, when I was in Goa, I attended 2 bid defense and answered around 50 emails, and that ended up in a fight with my wife. But I always considered that it is a topical version of my office. So that is about my vacations. And one thing I just want to say, being workaholic gives you an opportunity to always be in your networking mode. So whenever I get a time, whether it's barbecue or funeral or even it's wedding, I will always think like, how can I increase my contacts? So that's about me. So, and what is my real hero of my story? Who is really hero of my story? It's my coffee machine. In last 5 years, I had so much of coffee that if you test my blood group, it will be Express O. That is a type of coffee espresso. So my blood group is espresso nowadays. And I have also requested my management that they should install a IV drip, intravenous drip of coffee so that I can get a boost of caffeine when those are intense work days. So that's about my love for coffee. Now coming to the point, in all seriousness, you might be thinking that, wow, this guy need a break. And to be very honest, I would like to ask one question to all of you. When was the last time you got a glowing salary hike or increment? And when was the last time your boss offered the best cabin you want or in your office? So, and I can say most of the people will say, no, never. Because most of the people think that they can go with mediocrity. It's not me. I will aim for always high, and I will always try to make sure that I get best of my talent and I can take most out of my expertise. So that is about me. And in nutshell, I would like to say that I embrace my workaholic culture and I like to wear the badge of being workaholic. And to all the workaholics there, stay dedicated, stay committed, and don't forget the power of coffee. That's all for the today.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ankit, for giving such an amazing speech. Can we have a round of applause for him? And I must say, coffee is something that chai, coffee, everything is an addiction, right? I mean, we all can agree to it. We all have that one comfort drink that will just help us, that however bad day we are having, it will just soothe us. And for me, it's not coffee, it's not chai, but it is juice. Yes, it may sound weird, but I am a juice person. Right. With that, we've come to an end of our prepared speech segment. We will not have voting for best speaker because we had an icebreaker today. Before we move on, yes, thanks to Toastmaster Chitrakshi. Yes, before we move on to our next segment, I want everybody to come on the camera, please, because I am going to give you all an activity. You remember I asked you all to get sketch pens, colors, pen and paper. Firstly, everybody come on the camera. I want everyone on camera. Perfect. Right? Okay, so you all have your pen and paper with you, colors and paper with you. Show me a thumbs up. Yes, perfect. Now, I'll give you 1 minute time. Everybody will get time for only 1 minute. Timer, even you can take part in this. I'll be timing it. Yes. So I want everybody to draw a bird and you will get 1 minute to draw it. Draw and color the bird. Okay. And your time starts. And don't cheat. Nobody is going to cheat. Wait, I've not started the time. Okay. So your time starts now. Draw a bird and color it. Make it as fancy as possible. Okay, you have 15 more seconds left. Your countdown starts 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And stop. Pens down, colors down, everything down. Now, please remove your virtual backgrounds and show me what you've drawn. Okay, I can't see. See the watch. If you have virtual, oh, lovely. Oh my God, I'm seeing such amazing drawings. Like legit, wow. So cute, and these are so amazing. Toastmaster Joane, I cannot see your paper. Oh, perfect, lovely. Have you drawn a phoenix? Yeah, nice one. Oh, Toastmaster Jyotendra, amazing drawing. Ayush, I cannot see your drawing.
Dhwani, can you see my parrot?
Oh, yes, I can see your parrot. Lovely.
I think you should take a screenshot of this.
Yeah, yes. But I want everybody to remove their virtual background because it cannot be seen then. Okay? Everybody, please display your drawing. Neha, what you've drawn, show me. I can see you on camera now. Okay. Devayani, no cheating. Come on, show me your drawing. Oh, you've drawn so well. Everybody. Chitrakshi, I cannot see yours. Dikh nahi raha hai mujhe thoda, bring it up.
Chitrakshi's bird has flown away.
Yeah. Okay, Sanjana, your body has to be more up. Oh, lovely, Sanjana. You are a multitasker, I must say. Everybody's drawn so well. Wow. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Neha, put your drawing up. Yeah. Done. I've taken a screenshot. Lovely. Such amazing drawings. I can see Jyoti also making this small, cute bird. Yeah. And Jyotendra, love your so cute little bird, the dove that you've drawn today. Neha, it's such a small paper that I can't see, but you need. Okay. Yeah, it's very cute. Right? Okay. So with that, before I'll tell you why did I make you draw this in the next segment after our table topic section. Okay. So we'll do it then. Now, with that, let me call upon our table topic master for today. She is my mentee, and she says that her dad would describe her as jack of all trades, master of none. It's like this proverb was made for her. She's 18 years old and she is pursuing her bachelor's in political science and economics. The real reason behind this degree is because she loves to talk. Another thing she loves doing is dancing, and she frequently participates in college fest. She's the sweetest mentee that I have, and yes, the stage is all yours, Toastmaster of the day. But before I call upon the TTM, let me call upon her evaluator as she's doing her project. Her evaluator is working in Course 5 Intelligence Analytics company, having 6 years experience by passion. She's a health coach and a nutrition advisor, helping people in weight management and lifestyle issues reversals. She's none other than Toastmaster Jyoti. Toastmaster Jyoti, please state the guidelines of the speaker.
Thank you. My target speaker is attending her level 3 project 2, project name active listening. And the purpose of the speech of the project is for the member to demonstrate his or her ability to listen to what others say. All the best to my target speaker. Timer, please note it is 5 to 7 minutes speech duration. Over to you, TMOD.
Thank you so much. With that, TTM, the stage is all yours.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Dhwani. I think we take art for granted in our life, whether it's music, books, movies, or even clothes. And the world would be a very dull place if it weren't for art. Every time a creative genius gives a world a new piece of art, the world becomes a better and richer place to inhabit. Today, I would like to know your thoughts on this in our table topic section. This will test your impromptu speaking skills and how well you organize your thoughts while keeping in the mind the basic structure of a speech: an introduction, body, and conclusion. All Toastmasters and guests are allowed to participate and speak on some easy and fun table topics that I've prepared for you. The green card will be shown at 1 minute, the yellow card at 1 minute 30 seconds, and the red card at 2 minutes, with a grace period of 30 seconds. You need to speak for at least 1 minute to qualify for the voting. I hope our timer, Shrilalshmi, will keep note of this. Let's begin, shall we? I'm so excited.
Can I have volunteers raise their hands virtually? And I'll put the table topic for Toastmaster Diana on chat soon. Oh, we have our guest, Toastmaster Anand. Wow, okay. Toastmaster Anand,
Yes.
do you think creativity is inborn or can it be acquired? Do you think creativity is inborn or can it be acquired?
Yes. Thank you very much, our table topic master, for giving us such a great topic. The knowledge is structured in human consciousness. Already the creativity is structured in your human consciousness. As a human, we have the right hemisphere of the brain and left hemisphere of the brain. The right hemisphere, most of them, we are the right-handers. So when you write, your left hemisphere of the brain became more active. So will be more logic. When you use the left hemisphere, left hand, what will happen? Your right hemisphere of the brain became more active. Then you can enhance your human full potential. You can think out of the box and provide a novel solution to a problem. That creativity is always inborn. Even if you do pranayama, right, your right hemisphere of the brain became very active. One of my mentor told me, switch off all your light. You have lock. Take the key, close your eyes, and you open the key in a darkness. Your right hemisphere became very, very dominant. Also, if you want to try every Toastmasters, use your left hand to brush your teeth. Your right hemisphere became more active, right? So, as a human, if you see that the animals are gifted only with the emotional part of the brain. As a human, the nature has gifted the neocortex, the cerebral cortex, right? The cognitive form of the brain. So we can able to think, research, judge, we can have a abstract thinking, problem solving skills, creative thinking, creative visualization. Everything is inborn in our potential. We have to realize our own potential. That's why a person can move from the basic to towards the self-actualization. Even there are Tamil songs. Even the man can become a supreme being because of the central nervous system, the neocortex, right? That's why. So always the brain is inborn, creativity is inborn. Over to you, table topic master.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anand. That was such a wonderful take on that topic. And you have given such an informative table topic alluding to the brain and the amygdala and the left hemispheres. That was a very biological answer and it was very, very informational. Thank you so much. Next, we have Toastmaster Lakshmi, who's raised her hand. Toastmaster Lakshmi, who is a creative artist you admire? A creative artist you admire, Toastmaster Lakshmi.
A creative artist whom I admire. I wish I can give you two answers to this because there are two people in my life whom I admire a lot. And two of them from two extreme age groups. One being my father-in-law, who at the age of 72 got on to create artistic pieces, abstract paintings, and conducted his first solo exhibition at the Karnataka Chitrakala Parishad in the most esteemed hall of Karnataka Chitrakala Parishad. And he did this when he was 70. And that to me was an inspiration. It was an inspiration for me to know that age is just a number and creativity sees no boundaries. It can come out anytime that it wants to. And my second inspiration, or the second creative person whom I have in my life, is my 6-year-old daughter. I don't know if you, yes, 7-year-old daughter. I don't know if you can see her drawing there. She can just sit down and start drawing whatever she wants to. It might be a bird, it might be random sunset, sunrise. It might be just colors that she's spreading over it.
But at the end of the day, when I see that painting, there is a feeling of joy and pride that I feel. Because if a 7-year-old can express herself so well through art, it only shows that art has a power that each one of us can explore. We need not be a Pablo Picasso or a Raja Ravi Verma. We can be a normal Lakshmi coming up with such simple drawings of a swan sitting on trying to swim. Because at the end of the day, it is all about expressing yourself and making yourself feel like you're Raja Ravi Verma. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Lakshmi. You truly said that all of us are artists, and whatever we perceive as art is, it is beautiful to us. I'm someone who can't even draw a straight line with a scale. So that is kind of validating for all of us. And your father-in-law and your 7-year-old daughter are truly inspiration to all of us. And that's very admirable that you found people at such extreme ends, then they still inspire you so much. It's very, very admirable. Can I have another volunteer? Okay, I see no one's raising hands. Let's have some of the new Toastmasters and Gabbys take it up, I guess. Toastmaster Samita. Toastmaster Samita?
Yes.
Can you take up a table topic?
Yeah, sure, I'll try.
Okay. If you could be an artist, what would you create? If you could be an artist, what would you create?
Artist. The word itself shows the ability to create something really beautiful. It may be a painting, it may be a huge construction, but the artist has the ability to dream what no one else can see. Artist looks at a stone and imagines the beautiful sculpture that can be made from it. If I was given an opportunity, I would create a beautiful mud house, because we live in this earth, not concrete, not steel, but a house made of mud, which will make me feel connected to the earth. The house will be made in midst of a jungle, which will give me food, which will give me oxygen for me to stay alive. And in that house, I need everything to be environmental friendly. No waste, no abusing the earth. And that creation will be the best creation that I can ever make. What about y'all? What will y'all create? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Samita. You truly are the flag bearer for promoting a sustainable living. Because at the end of the day, I love that we call the earth our mother nature, and it is truly inspiring. And I think we all would hope to reach there one day. And your story inspired me of the Masai Mara tribe in Kenya. They also make houses with mud, and it's everything for them. Their house is everything for them. So thank you for that. Does anyone else would like to volunteer? Would anyone else like to volunteer? Oh, Toastmaster Joane. Toastmaster Joane. How would a world without art look like? How would a world without art look like?
Funny question, because art is not something separate from the world. You cannot remove art. Your perception may differ. That's what I feel. Because for people, some people find art in stone. Some people find art in the clouds. Take a 6-year-old, ask her to just watch the sky, and she'll show you a rabbit, a car, whatnot. Even that is art, right? Some people find art in, the background, like Chitrakshi showing me. Yeah, that is art. Like that would be a really good depiction of a villain in a kid's anime show. Honestly, the background that we have right now. I think Chaitanya drew it. So you said to imagine a world without art, it's impossible. It's like imagining a human without mind or soul, right? Yes, you may say that, okay, mind is not important, or you may not believe in soul, but that is your belief and your perception. Art is everywhere. Right now, when I see at your hairstyle, that's also a part of art. The way your mom cooks sambar is different from the way my granny cooks sambar. That is also a creative process. And that is also a part of art. You live, you breathe every day, everything that you see, you sense from all the five perceptions that you have has some element of art in it. So even for people who say I'm not artistic like me, I don't think I'm an artistic. What I don't realize is that even though I may not be able to express myself through my art, I do perceive and appreciate art in different forms in daily life. So it's impossible to remove art from the world. So the day that art is not in the world is a day when the humans are not in the world, because then there's no one to appreciate that perception of art. So yeah, when we all die because of climate change, maybe that is the day we can think about a world without art. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Joane. I love that your table topic speech was filled with metaphors and it ended in a very humorous note. And I really agree and validate your point that world is nothing without art. You are art, I am art, we all are art. I think we have time for one more last table topic before I read out Toastmaster Diana's speech. Would anyone else like to volunteer?
Devayani, we can go on. We can have 2, 3, 4 more topics, and
Okay,
then
okay. Can I have someone volunteer, please? Or I'll have to pick them out. Okay. I see Toastmaster Nitesh, the listener. He's been quiet. He's been kind of silent the whole meeting. Toastmaster Nitesh, would you like to take up a table topic?
Yeah, I can try, but my unfortunately my video is not working today.
No, that's okay. Would you'll take up one?
Yeah.
Okay. Toastmaster Diana, I'll read out your table topic after we finish with the what people will speak. Yeah. Toastmaster Nitesh, people say best art is created by inspiration. Where do you find your inspiration, Toastmaster Nitesh?
Okay, let me try to understand. Best art is created by the inspiration.
People say best art is created by inspiration. Where do you find your inspiration?
Okay. See, for me, inspiration is like, it could be anything which feel you happy, right? Which motivates you to do something for others. Maybe not just for ourselves, but for other also. Like what we can do for someone who we don't know, who we don't belong to them, but we want to do something. So that is the kind of inspiration I feel. And sometimes it happens like, we just want to do it. That's all. Like, it will give the real happiness. And that is inspiration. That is real inspiration for me, which is like, because if we want to achieve something, we have to do something. That is kind of inspiration, because we are kind of result oriented. We know that if we will perform this at the end, we will get something as a result, right? So that is the inspiration is different from what we want to do, and we know that we don't want to get anything at the result. We just want to do it. We have to, either it is like, the helping animals who are in trouble, because they cannot express their feelings, right? But they are in trouble just because if we help them, they will be happy and we will not get anything. Maybe like, it's a street dog or anyone you can find around you, or maybe in just a medical shop you are there, and a poor person who is not able to buy medicine just because he or she doesn't have money. And since you have money, you can help them, right? And the kind of happiness you will get it, you cannot feel anywhere that like, yes, you you have done something which is very nice, and it will inspire you really. Like, we should do that. I mean, that's all kind of inspiration I want in my life.
Thank you,
Over to you.
Toastmaster Nitesh. I think it is so heartwarming that you said your inspiration stems from making other people happy. That is so selfless of you. That's so nice. Thank you for taking that up. Can I have another volunteer? Okay, I think I'll read out Toastmaster Diana's table topic now. The topic given to her was, what is art to you? This is her table topic. I do think inborn grandlois can grow up grandlois. It acquired of part in my life. Grandlois draw of flowers in bloom. Grandlois and I do remember that draw of flowers, grandlois in high school, long ago, grandlois. That's the first time. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Diana. That's the first time I guess I said so many grandlois in one speech, or I read that out. I love that you've told about flowers blowing and just a lot of nature metaphors and nature imagery. Thank you so much for taking that up. I think nature is art to you is what I'm getting out of that. And beautiful. Thank you. Can I have another person volunteer for a table topic? Toastmaster Akib, am I pronouncing your name correctly?
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
I think.
Toastmaster Akib, would you call public speaking art?
Okay. So would I call public speaking an art?
Yes.
This question being asked on a public speaking platform. Art for me is something which evokes emotion, ideas, thinking naturally, but also having that innovative thought process. Where art differs from science is science has some methods involved and you follow certain ideologies, but art is free flow nature of human innate thinking. Public speaking, on the other hand, has certain structures that we have put in place, that this is how a person should come and present himself. But if you look at the broader horizon, we are looking for people who are creative enough to engage with audience. We are looking for people who can talk and make people laugh or make people emotional through our connects. And that requires a lot of creativity. It's not possible just by being scientific and having XYZ framework adopted. It really needs you to look inside, have those reflection, interpretation. Lot of introspection happens when you deep think, you sit, understand the art of the public. Understanding the people again is an art. Like everybody has their own way of relating with stuff. When we're talking to an Indian audience, they'll have their different thought process, and if I want to communicate better with them, if I want to engage with them better as a public speaker, I really have to be good with art. So all in all, I believe that we have some structure in place for public speaking, which kind of takes it to scientific methods. But if you look at a bigger horizon, we need public speaker to be artful. We have to be artistic enough to communicate our ideas and win the audience. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Akib. I think it is so lovely that you connected that art is emotional. It evokes emotions in us, and so does public speaking. And that was a beautiful way to tie those two up together. I think we have time for one last table topic. Anyone would like to volunteer? Okay, I think I'll pick up someone. Toastmaster Malya, our general evaluator for today. Toastmaster Malya, would you like to take
Yes.
up something? Take up a table topic?
Yeah, I'll take it out.
What is your favorite piece of art by someone else? Toastmaster Malya, what is your favorite piece of art by an artist or someone else?
Thank you, Toastmaster Devayani. I think art in general has so many subcategories in it, right? So generally, when we look at artists, we think of them as the drawing or the painting artists. But then there are sculptors, there are dancers, there are musicians, there are authors. And even if you were to pick one category and ask me who my favorite musician is or what my favorite song is, I wouldn't be able to answer. Because of one fact, it keeps changing for me from time to time. Just like how, say, one sonnet that Shakespeare has written, or any essay that, say, I. Richard wrote, the interpretations keep changing from time to time, and people's values keep changing from time to time as well. So since I happen to be quite capricious in nature, my favorite piece of art at the moment, it keeps changing as well. And I do not, choose to keep favorites. However, if I were to point out a couple in the form of paintings, I would definitely say that the Scream is something that kind of remains constant over a long period of time, because the kind of movement that it came from is something that I really like, and I kind of, relate to it. And if you ask me about, books or authors, I would say that classics are definitely an all-time favorite. No matter when I read it, no matter how many times I reread a few particular pieces, I kind of have the same kind of appreciation for it, and the appreciation value just keeps on going up. So that is something that I would like to say. Yeah. So my favorite piece of art or artist or person or friend, anything keeps changing from time to time, and it is very hard to put a point on it. But yeah, there are some things that do stay constant, and those are a little more special to me. Back to Toastmaster Devayani.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Malya. I totally relate to you in the fact that even I'm not decisive enough to know what my favorite piece of art is. But I think in your introduction, it was said that you're an English student, and you completely follow that through. And I'm also a big appreciator of classics, like a #1 Pride and Prejudice fan. And also, I love the way you use your language. I love the word capricious. I might add that to my dictionary now. Thank you so much. And we're done with the table topic session today. It was absolutely wonderful hearing all of your views on art. I think Toastmaster, the first speaker, started with that art creativity is inborn, and we just need to realize our inner potential. Toastmaster Lakshmi with her very inspiring father-in-law and 7-year-old daughter. Even my mother keeps telling my age wrong. Then we had Toastmaster Diana with nature is beautiful. Toastmaster Joane telling that there is no world without art. Toastmaster Samita with her beautiful take on that she would create a mud house. Overall, an amazing table topic session, and I loved being the table topic master today. Over to Toastmaster Dhwani.
Amazing session. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Devayani, for conducting such a great, and you had maximum participation in this segment. Great job as the table topic master. With that, let me launch the poll for the best table topic speaker. Do cast your vote. Please pardon the untitled questions. I had to remove that. We have 10 more people to vote. Come on, let's do it fast and quickly finish our voting. Okay, I'm ending the polls. Okay. With that, you remember we in the just previous segment we drew a bird. Now I want 3 volunteers. Firstly, I want whoever drew the bird, please come on the camera. Okay. Now what I want you all to do is I want 3 volunteers. First, I want volunteers. 3 volunteers. Whoever drew the bird. Okay, I want 3 volunteers. Okay, I see. Okay, I see Sanjana, I see Devayani, and I see Toastmaster Samita.
But I don't have colors.
No, I'm not asking you to paint anymore. We are done with that. Okay, right. So whoever drew the bird, okay, these 3 are the people who will be the seller. Okay, you are the seller. And I want one person who has not drawn the bird, who did not participate in it. Who is that one person who did not draw it? Apart from me. Yeah. Who is? Okay, Nancy, are you available?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so you are the buyer.
Oh God.
Okay. So all these 3 people will get 30 seconds to pitch that why you should buy their painting. Okay. And you have to convince DTM Nancy that whom she should go with. Perfect. So I will time it. Timer can take rest. I can time it. Okay, just give me a minute. So who wants to go first with the pitching? Okay, Devayani. Okay, you have 30 seconds of time. Nancy, are you here?
Yes, I'm just turning on my camera.
Okay, so let's wait for that. And you have to show your painting as well while you do it. Okay, and you have to explain. Perfect.
I'm here.
Okay. So Nancy, you're the buyer, right? So your time, Devayani, your time starts now.
Toastmaster Nancy, these are 2 chickens. I've taken inspiration from the Disney movie Moana, which is an absolute favorite. It is drawn on a medium called the paper grade notebook with a ruled line, and it is made through mediums of colored gel pens manufactured by Camelin. And I think it's a beautiful take on the Moana chicken. And there are 2 of them. You get one painting with 2 chickens. And I think it's the best buy you could ever go for. I hope you really buy my art and appreciate it. I will also put an autograph and sign in it.
Time's up. Okay, nice one. Can we have a round of applause for Devayani? Okay, now let me call upon Toastmaster Samita. Your time starts now.
Toastmaster Nancy, look at this lovely tug. Don't you think if you put it up in the wall of your drawing room, everyone will come and appreciate it. You will be in touch with nature. You will love to look at it. It is a must buy for you. See how beautiful this duck looks. And there is water all around. This is what you will see when you open your eyes, and you will feel absolutely wonderful. Trust me, buy it.
Time's up. Okay, time's up. Nice one. Can we have a round of applause for Toastmaster Samita? Now, Sanjana, let's see how you do. Your time starts now.
Okay, so Nancy, look, I'm sure you've never seen this bird before because it's something that doesn't exist in nature already. So this is an amazing masterpiece. This has a parrot beak, a peacock crown, and the tail of a broadbill. you can understand the imagination, right? So I think if you put this up, it will show what kind of imaginative person you are. This is a piece of imagination, and I think it'll take you into a world of fantasy if you put this bird up in your living room. So I really want you to buy this.
Stop, time's up. Time's up. Time's up. Great one. And yes, I totally agree with you that I've not seen a bird like that before. So Nancy, these were our 3 sellers. What's your take?
I must say everyone has done a wonderful job in trying to convince me. I'm not a person of art, so probably if given a choice, I'll not go with anyone. However, if I have to choose one, I'll go with the masterpiece that doesn't exist so far.
Ooh, nice one. Congratulations, Toastmaster Sanjana, for selling your painting. See, you guys were telling me that you don't have painter inside. I made you sell your painting, even though it does not exist. That's the thing about art. You do something different and people would want to take it, even though it doesn't make sense. That's what I do with my paintings, and it sells. It's a great take on that. Thank you so much. And yes, let me call upon, let's move on to our 3rd segment, which is our general evaluation segment. And let me call upon our general evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Dhwani. And by we, I mean my tag team and I are back for the general evaluation session. But before I started, there was one crucial member of the Taggle team that I did not know existed for this particular meeting, and it would be unfair to continue without him. So I would like to request Toastmaster Nitesh to just, give us a brief about his role for now, and we will move on to your actual listener's role towards the end. Are you here, Toastmaster Nitesh?
Yes, General Evaluator Malya, sorry. Yeah. Good morning, everyone. I hope you all are having a fantastic time here. And today I took the role as a listener. As a listener, my responsibility is to focus on everyone's speech and role takers. And I have to note it down. I will ask a few questions out of these speech, and we'll check how the listening like how all are attentive to this session today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nitesh. We'll move on with the evaluation session in the chronological order, starting from the SAA. Unfortunately, I was not here for the SAA address. Apologies. My laptop decides to hang at, it's a little uncooperative, but Toastmaster Dhwani has kindly agreed to step in and evaluate the SAA. Over to you.
Thank you so much. Yes, the SAA, Toastmaster Yajna, you did a really great job by making sure that you had all the pointers to keep in mind when it comes to introducing and starting the meeting as the SAA. You had a really great take, and I liked how energetic you were, and you were just being yourself. So good take on that. I have nothing to add. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Dhwani. Next up, we had the presiding officer for today, Toastmaster Neha. You did quite a textbook role today is what I would say. Beautiful address. You had a beautiful introduction for the Toastmaster of the day as well. If I were to give you any recommendations, I would definitely request you to switch on your video. I know it might not have been possible because of your, network, but yeah. And to add some sort of takeaway or message to your presidential address as well, because that is what people look from a presiding officer. Next up, I would like to move on to just the timer's report for the prepared speeches so that it can help the evaluators.
Sure, Toastmaster Malya. Speaker 1, Chitrakshi, she took time 6 minutes to 25 seconds. Speaker 2, Sanjana took 7 minutes, 22 seconds. And Toastmaster Ankit Tyagi took 5 minutes, 38 seconds. All are on time.
All right, thank you and congratulations to everyone for making it within time. We'll move on with the speech evaluations for now. We have the first speaker evaluator pair, that is Toastmasters Chitrakshi and Joane. Toastmaster Joane, over to you for your evaluation.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Toastmaster Chitrakshi, I have a question first to you. You have completed 2 pathways, right? Am I right? Yeah, okay. So this is not like your first icebreaker speech ever in Toastmasters. Okay, cool. Because I actually have misinterpreted it as your first icebreaker speech. Let me start by saying that your opening was amazing. The humor, you actually brought in the humor by saying that already my introduction has been given, so what more can I speak about? So that was a really good, engaging audience kind of humor, and I loved that. You are a veteran speaker, polished and poised. And in your icebreaker speech, I'm sure everybody understood why you're so polished and poised. You started off with your dad being a pilot in the army and how that influenced your mannerisms and how that influenced the personality that you have. And that personality came out as a speaker too. A very calm, poised, beautiful speech today you gave. You know what is your strong point? It's your facial expressions. You have a very expressive face, which shows all the emotions that you feel right there. So use that to your advantage. You did full justice to your facial expressions today. I could feel I was talking to a friend. I was sitting and we were just chit-chatting and she was telling me about her life. And it was so interesting. It didn't feel like I was listening to a speech, which I think is the ultimate goal of a public speaker. You know, you don't want to make it feel like it's a speech. You just want to grab the audience attention completely and immerse them in your story. And you were able to do that today. Great work. I love your language. You have a very good vocabulary. Your English language is, you know, above subpar. So that again is a strength for you. And keep up that good work. I can go on now, like keep on praising you. But as an evaluator, I also need to give you some tips. So here are my 2 points. 1, when you're giving a speech, okay, 1, stand up. Try to stand up if you have that possibility is there in your setting. Stand and give the speech. It makes a different impact altogether. And 2nd, remove the virtual background. You were using a lot of hand gestures, but those hand gestures were not visible because of the virtual background. Okay, so if you feel like, okay, this is happening, remove the virtual background, let the background be something plain and do it, because your hand gestures matter. They complement your speech. So if we can't see that, then that, you know, diminishes the impact of the speech. And the 2nd point is transitions. You are a seasoned speaker. You know the opening, the body and closing. Like I could see that structure was there, which was a purpose. Very good. But when you're transitioning from one event to the second event, okay, you can use some concepts of transitions. Like, for example, there is a concept called chronology, or there is a concept called, you can say firstly, secondly, thirdly, or something like, I started my life as a child with mannerism because of my father's influence. Then as a teenager, this is what I experienced. Then as an adult, this is what I experienced, and that shaped my life. So all these events that you spoke about, whether it's engineering college, whether it's your father's influence, all of them were beautiful. But that transition hook, you know, from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, I felt that was missing. So if you can do that, then your speech, like the content wise, it's perfect. Overall, a wonderful speech. It's a pleasure to listen to you. Come back, speak again. Just think a little bit about transitions. All the best.
Thank you, Toastmaster Joane. I do agree with everything that your evaluator mentioned, Toastmaster Chitrakshi. If I have to add anything, it would be that the beginning of your speech, or rather the main content, body, etc., did not, at least for me, tie up with the ending where you talked about Toastmasters and that very powerful conclusion that you had. So perhaps making that connection a little more explicit for the audience, I think would help in better reception. And I think the best thing that I loved about your icebreaker is that you introduced only one aspect of yourself in an extremely clear manner. And that, as for me, as someone who did not know you before this meeting, gave me an idea as to who you are. And this is Even more apt considering this is not your first icebreaker where you have to start from scratch and introduce yourself. So it was perfect in that sense. And the evaluator, Toastmaster Joane, extremely encouraging evaluation. And whatever you said, especially the aspects of excellence in the beginning, they were very crisp, just 3 to 4 sentences without wasting any time. One recommendation I have for you is you had really good how-tos for the aspects of improvement. Perhaps for the aspects of excellence, you can add in a few examples as well. For example, you said your speaker has great use of language, right? So perhaps if you give a couple of examples for that, it will benefit both her and the audience. That is pretty much it. And let's have a round of applause for our first speaker and evaluator. We move on to Toastmasters Sanjana and Toastmaster Ayush. Over to Toastmaster Ayush.
Thank you, General Evaluator. So first of all, congratulations, Toastmaster Sanjana, for this amazing speech. It was full of humor, engaging content, which connected with the audience and definitely fulfilled the objectives of the speech. That was to use body language and vocal variety. Now, coming to the opening of the speech, you started with an enactment, which caught the attention of the audience and got them hooked from the start. You exaggerated about the examination, which no one likes. Hence, it was a great connect with the audience. You also asked questions in the start. They were rhetorical, but they also helped to keep the audience in the flow. And then you came to the content. Now, the speech content was very well structured. You set the context in the start at the beginning by talking about the examinations. Then you brought in the main characters, the type of the students, the nerds, the one who crammed all the time, and the ones who did things slowly every day. Now, what made now you brought in humor while explaining the characteristics of different characters, which made the speech more interesting. And what made it more captivating was the usage of gestures and vocal variety, and in the way you changed them. You took a higher tone and faster pitch while explaining what the characters did, what their behavior was, and you slowed down on the pitch while saying what you thought of that. This, along with your changing facial expressions, helped the audience to think in the way that you wanted them to think and take the story. Now, this was a humorous speech. Many people do not add the conclusion or message to the humorous speech, which is fine. But you still went ahead and brought a message to the speech, which was great. You created the importance of striking a balance between different phases or space of life. Now, here, I have one recommendation that while giving a conclusion, you can tone down a little on the enactment while giving a message, because so that the audience now knows that it is a time for the message, and the message goes in a better way and in a more serious way to the audience, so that they know where the story ended and this was the message which we want to convey to the audience. So that was one recommendation that I had. Overall, it was a great speech, full of humor, good content, connection with the audience, enactment, great body language and facial expressions. Just add a little more on the conclusion and slow down on the conclusions, and that would create a bigger impact on the audience. That's all. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ayush. If I were to add anything to Toastmaster Sanjana's speech, it would be that you had 4 very clear types. But then for me, I think that the transition between from the second type to the third type was a little unclear. And when you were talking about the third type, I was still thinking that this is a continuation of the second. So perhaps make that demarcation a little clearer. And okay, this is a little nitpicky, I would say, but then you said, we all definitely fall into one of the first 3 types. The fourth type is the best for everybody. So when you make generalized statements like this, especially if you're with an audience who is, not in as supportive environment as Toastmasters, there might be people who disagree with you, right? Saying, I don't fit into any of the first 3 types, or I don't think the last type is what is right for me. So perhaps add saying, okay, we all mostly fall into the first 3 types, or give statistics which are not what do you say, too general in nature, but change the words perhaps from all, everyone to most, many, etc. Besides that, or your sarcasm in your speech, especially when you were talking about the first point, which was the nerds, was great, and extremely theatrical speech and very engaging in nature. The evaluator, Toastmaster Ayush, that was such a saturated evaluation. You had so many different points, but then you effectively, kind of concentrated it all into that 2 to 3 minute tiny package that you had. Very good job done. And yeah, if I were to give you a recommendation, I think the speech of the speaker was about body language and vocal variety, if I'm not wrong, right? Yes, but then that was missing from your evaluation. So I would recommend you to frame your evaluation, keeping in mind the project guidelines of whichever person it is that you are evaluating. Good job done to both the speaker and evaluator. A round of applause for them. And to our final pair, that is Toastmaster Ankit and Toastmaster Lakshmi, over to Lakshmi.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. And to my target speaker, very well done on that speech. Now, let me tell you what I really loved about your speech. What I loved about your speech was the humor that you had spread all across in your speech. Yes, and the words that you used, such as love-hate relationships, play solitaire, that's how you would exercise or take a break, eat, breathe, and sleep, and even take a power nap in office. These are just a few examples that I could jot down from your speech, which made me giggle a bit as I was noting down those points. The main purpose of today's project was to see how you use your body language, intentional and unintentional. And I would suggest a few areas of improvements in this. The very first would be your camera angle. If you see the way I'm standing right now, you can see me like up to my torso, which means the more, there is good body area for me to move my hands, move my body, in fact, walk. Yes. And you can also see my facial expression if I come a little closer. So these were the many aspects which I wish you had used in your project a little more effectively. Another point that I did notice was your pauses. Though you had wonderful humor throughout your speech, the lack of pauses brought down the effectiveness of the humor. So if you could work on that, because you had sufficient time to finish your speech. I think your speech got over by around 5 minutes. So you still had about a minute to, complete your speech. So putting in that pauses would have given a totally different impact to the humor that you had brought in. Another key point that I would like to bring to your notice here is the purpose of your speech. Yes, I understand the purpose of the speech was for you to use your body language and showcase that. However, your speech content, the purpose of your speech content is also equally important. By the end of the speech, I was a little confused if you were addicted to your work or to coffee. That point to me didn't come out very clearly. And the conclusion, I wish had a better punchline. So overall, to just make you go beyond your comfort level and to prove that you can do much better, a small request or a suggestion is, would you like to reconsider doing this project once again, where your body language would be more evident and the purpose of the project would be met. And your strength is your humor. Use it wisely in the speech again, and I'm sure you will do wonders. With that, all the very best, and over to you, Jean.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lakshmi. 100% agree with all your points of recommendation and excellence. Just one thing to add is Toastmaster Ankit, especially towards the first part of your speech, you made many, declarative statements like, I am a productivity enthusiast. I have been described as a busy bee. You're just telling us these facts, right? So like writers say, show, don't tell. Perhaps instead of saying, I am a productive enthusiast, etc., that could have been removed completely, because your entire speech was a description of how you are a workaholic, of how you are a busy bee, right? So when you make that statement at the beginning, it takes away a bit of the essence of what you're trying to bring in later. That is the only thing that I had to say. Besides that, I think even though your full body wasn't seen, what was seen in terms of hand gestures was quite complimentary. And you had quite a different take on a very common general topic, which I definitely enjoyed listening to. And the evaluator, that was a brilliant evaluation. Beautiful examples, beautiful structure. And the highlight was how you demonstrated, you stood, you showed how the camera angle has to be, and that just added that much more value to the speaker. The only aspect of improvement I have is considering that Toastmasters evaluation, the guideline is generally to have more time devoted to positives than the aspects of improvement. I would recommend you to work on that. That is the only aspect of improvement that I have for you. Besides that, both of them have done a great job. Another round of applause. Next, we have the evaluator for our table topics master, Devayani, who is, I think, performing her active listening project. Can we have her evaluator on screen, please, evaluator?
Hello, everyone. TM Devayani, the purpose of your project is for the member to demonstrate his or her ability to listen to what others say. So I will evaluate your speech into 3 parts: what I loved about your speech, what areas you can work on, and the summary. So what I loved about your speech is you described what table topic is, how impromptu talks can help people outside the Toastmasters Club. You mentioned time duration before volunteers nominated. This helps guests to keep their talk in time, because they are not aware how much time they have to talk, right, as they are joining for the first time or second time. I must say that the topics were intriguing. It was like a food for thought, easy, simple topics for the audience to talk about. After the speakers finished their talk, you picked some takeaways from their talk, and also you have thrown your opinion. This shows that you're actively listening to their talk, and hence you met the purpose of the project, active listening. You asked to nominate volunteers, but from the third speaker, as no hands were raised, you didn't wait for much time, and you picked the table topic speakers by yourself, and that's what a master can do to the best to save time. You chose the topics related to the theme of the meeting: art, artist, creator, creativity. Just around these words. And I am amazed to see how many questions you came up with just words like these 4, which is so quietly close to the theme of the meeting. You read Diana's speech and you made her feel happy by appreciating her, by talking about few lines from her writing. That's amazing. So the next, what areas you can improve on? I have few recommendations. So you repeated the table topic names twice for some of the speakers, but not for all, right? So maybe you can announce the topic name once for everyone or twice for everyone. Otherwise, it will not be fair, right? Just like in contest, we announce the topic name twice. And also the second area you can improve on is what I feel is practice, just like we call out the contestant, though it is not a contest, but practice calling out in the format, which will help when we actually play the contest master role. Right. So for example, contestant name, and then contestant name. Maybe you can check the format. I'm not sure. I was asking Dhwani about this in the chat. So you can research on that. Just to practice when we actually play the role, it will help us. To summarize, overall, very, very interesting topics around creativity, best chosen topics according to the theme. You listened attentively to all the topics and picked up the takeaways from the audience talk, which is very important as a table topic master. And I absolutely loved all the topics. Kudos to you. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jyoti. I think that was a textbook evaluation that you had. You talked about the project guidelines, and I must say that you are an extremely keen observer. You evaluated every imaginable aspect of the TT session. Great job done. The only aspect of recommendation I have for you is perhaps to have put your whatever you have to say, the content in the form of points, so that it's easier for us to comprehend. And Toastmaster Devayani, I don't have anything much to add. You had open-ended questions, which made them easier to answer. And yes, just one recommendation is that some of your comments, especially I think for the second table topic, it was long enough to be a table topic in itself. And I know this is the active listening project, but as a table topic master, we have to throw light on others. So perhaps limit your comments to say 30 seconds or so, considering this is an active listening project. And if it's a normal table topic session, just 10 to 15 seconds would do. That's the only aspect of recommendation that I have for you. And if I'm not wrong, it's time for the polls for the evaluations. We will take a minute to vote for that.
It's done.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dhwani. Table topic speakers, the quality of table topic speeches was really high. It was up here, and everybody has such a unique and different take on the table topics, which I enjoyed listening to. But I think it was a result of this different take that there was a considerable deviation from the topics for some of us at least. So perhaps working on sticking to the topic would help when it comes to the table topic speakers. But besides all of us, I think we did a great job. So a round of applause for the TTM and the table topic speakers. I would move on to the Toastmaster of the day now. You have done a marvelous job being the star of today's meeting, gluing together the whole meeting. Especially during the speeches, you were quick and to the point, not wasting time. Your activities were so engaging and provided a lot of variety to the meeting as well. And a special kudos to you for stepping in at the very beginning of the meeting and engaging the audience when there was a technical glitch going on. The MC is kind of like the connect between what goes on stage and what goes behind the stage. And you were a personification of that today. Great job. A few recommendations is that for some people, when you were giving the intros, you said their names in the beginning, which kind of takes away the suspense per se. Okay, we know who they are, but it's nice to hear their names like this person, and then the name at the end. Right, your introductions for everybody was quite good. I think we were a little behind time when right when the table topics was ending. So perhaps wrapping up your activity a little quicker would have helped. And yeah, that is pretty much all I have for you. But besides that, one of the most entertaining sessions by a TMOD that I have seen in a while. So a round of applause for you. We'll move on to the rest of the Taggle team report. Can we have the timeless report for the evaluators and table topic speakers, please?
Sure, Malya. For Evaluator 1, Toastmaster Joane took 3 minutes 29 seconds. She's just 1 second above for grace period. She was on time. Evaluator 2, Ayush he's also on time. He took 2 minutes 44 seconds. Evaluator 3, Toastmaster Lakshmi, she is 3 minutes 9 seconds. Evaluator for TTM Jyoti is 3 minutes 4 seconds. Now coming to the table topic speaker, speaker 1, guest Anand is 2 minutes 21 seconds. Speaker 2, Toastmaster Lakshmi Sujata is 2 minutes 2 seconds. Toastmaster Speaker 3, Samikta is 1 minute 36 seconds. Speaker 4, Joane is 1 minute 48 seconds. Speaker 5, Toastmaster Nitesh is 2 minutes 5 seconds. And for speaker 5, for Diana's speech, while reading her speech, Devayani took 0 minute 30 seconds. And for speaker 7, Toastmaster Ankit took 2 minutes 13 seconds. And speaker 8, Toastmaster Malya is 2 minutes 26 seconds.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shrilalshmi. I think everybody was within time. Congratulations. And you've done an extremely efficient role as your timer, as the timer. Next up, we move on to the R Counters report with Toastmaster Thriveni.
Back with my report, I'm sharing my screen. I'm not able to share my screen.
Try now.
Yeah. Is it visible?
Yes.
Okay. Toastmaster Dhwani used one and one and Toastmaster Devayani used 3 R's, and Toastmaster Malya used 3 R's, and Toastmaster Jeetender used one repeated word so, and Toastmaster Ankit used 2 R's and more than 3 R's and 2 R's. Toastmaster John used one repeated word so, and Toastmaster Ayush used 2 R's and 2 repeated words now and just for one time. And Toastmaster Jyoti used 2 R's, and Toastmaster Samita used one repeated word beautiful. I hope this report will help you improve. I want to share a tip. I want to share a tip here. If we incorporate strategic pauses in our speech, we can eliminate filler sounds and crutch words. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Thriveni. That was a very crisp and the report in this shows how observant you are. The only recommendation I have is perhaps to use the CRPF format in the beginning, crutch words, repetitions, pauses, and fillers, because that has proven several times to be very effective. But besides that, great job. Next, we have the Grammarian's report with Toastmaster Jeetender.
Thank you, Toastmaster Malya. I hope you are able to see my screen.
Yes, we are.
Okay.
Yes.
Great. So today, before this grandiose meeting get over, let me share the Grammarian report. So today, word of the day is used by Diana and the Toastmaster Devayani. Then the good usage within the meeting. So these are the few phrases and words which is used during the meeting. Truly mastered, inner artist, evoked, intrigued me most, enigmatic energy, power of human mind, what is my blood group, express O, embrace the culture, love-hate relationship, typical nerds, Zen scholars, truly inspiring, bring the horizon, self-actualization, creative visualization, human without mind, polished and poised. With that, I have some recommendations. I have already, or when you use I already have, so both have a different meaning. When we say I have already, that means it is a present perfect. That means I already washed my dishes, I already cooked the food, I have already cooked the food. If we are using I already have, that means something which you possess. I already have taken my breakfast. So it's how you use it during your speech. When you look, it should be when you see. So look is more of a physical thing, but when you see it, you perceive the information, you process it. So art is something which we see, we don't look. Another recommendation is here's the thing. So when you give speech, you can't use here's the thing. The issue is it should be, that is more appropriate rather than using a colloquial one. In one of the speeches, one of the speaker used coming to the point. I think when you use this phrase, that means you're having 2, 3, 4 points, and then you're coming to a specific point which you want to highlight as a conclusion or something, but that was not the case. So this was not required at all. And then we had some pronunciation between say and share. So of course that can be improved by being more conscious when you use certain words. With that, I think that's it from my end. Over to you, G. Malya. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jeetender. That was a beautiful report, and I loved your explanations for the improper usages of grammar as well. I think we have the final taggle member, that is Toastmaster Nitesh. Can I call upon him to the listeners session?
Yes, Ji Malya. So, yeah. So let me ask questions which were during the speeches. Everyone ready? Yeah, so first question, whose mother wants her to be jacks of all trades and also master of all?
Toastmaster Dhwani.
Toastmaster Dhwani.
Right answer. Whose brother went with slippers into airport?
Chitrakshi.
Correct answer. Yeah. It is a so day. Whose speech title was this?
Master
Sanjana.
Toastmaster Sanjana.
Yes. How many categories of students defined by Toastmaster Sanjana?
Four.
Whose target speaker attended L2P2 presentation mastery project?
Lakshmi Sujata.
Yes, right answer. Whose topic was my favorite addiction?
Toastmaster Ankit.
Ankit.
Toastmaster Ankit.
Right answer. Who is the real hero of Toastmaster Ankit Tyagi?
Coffee machine?
Right. Who are the two creative artists who admired by Toastmaster Lakshmi?
Her father-in-law and her
Finland
daughter.
Right. Whose creator was a mud house?
Samita.
Toastmaster Samita.
Toastmaster Samita.
Right answer. Yeah. The word cannot be without an art. This is quoted by whom?
Toastmaster John.
Right. Is public speaking is an art? This was the table topic given to
Toastmaster Akib.
right answer. Last questions probably. Yeah. What is your favorite piece of art by someone?
It was given to G. Malya.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I think most of the team Toastmasters guest, everyone today looks very active listener. Yeah, thank you so much. This was my report. Over to you, G. Malya.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nitesh. That was quite an entertaining rapid fire session that you facilitated for us. I'll quickly have provide my comments on the meeting as a whole. We had a great attendance today. I think there were 24 or 25 at one point. For me, the invitation, the guest link, agenda, timing, all of that was sent way beforehand, and that helped me prepare myself. The background that you guys have is really fun and provides this feeling of cohesiveness. And the response that was there for any question that the speakers asked or the TMOD asked, that was great. There were usually people are staring at blank screens waiting for someone to show up. But here, I think at the Gabbys, that is definitely not a problem. I think where we could improve is to show support, especially for the speakers. Perhaps, applaud, send in some emojis, have our videos on, especially during the prepared speech session, so that they feel like they're talking to an actual audience, would be very appreciable. And yeah, we did start on time, but we are slightly behind. I think the GE session was supposed to start at 11:20, but it started at 11:28 or so. So a bit of time management would also help. But besides that, I loved today's meeting. All the role players were perfect to a T. And I hope I've been able to do justice to my role as a general evaluator. And a final thank you to DTM Nancy for inviting me today. I had great fun and I am hoping to visit you more. Thank you, and over to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator, for such an amazing evaluation round. Can we have a round of applause for her, please? In the meantime, let me launch the poll for the best auxiliary role taker. Please cast your vote. Okay, I'm ending the poll. And please cast your vote for the best role taker as well. Thank you so much. With that, we've come to an end of our session today. We've been a tad bit 5 minutes late. I will not waste any more time. Just a concluding sentence I would like to tell over here is this. While sharing my screen, 1 second, you can see my screen. So this is one of my painting, and I believe that art, I don't know, I cannot move this, but you all can see, right? This is one of my painting, and I believe that art is not about you making it perfect. Art is about you using your imagination and using your free flow thought of emotion and just painting the canvas in whatever color you like. So that's been my take on it. Art is something very precious to me, and I have had paintings where I've made it very perfect, and I have had paintings which have come with my original thoughts and have made it however I want to. So it's just emotion. Everybody has a painter inside them, like we saw today in the meeting. So accept that and just be yourself and paint. Yes, with that, thank you so much. I am signing off as your TMOD for today, and I hand over the stage to presiding officer, Toastmaster Neha.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dhwani. The meeting today was filled with scintillating speeches, insightful evaluations, and an engaging round of table topic session, followed by an attempt to turn non-painters like me into artists. It was indeed a fun-filled session and a grandiose meeting, and I would like to thank everyone, the members and the guests, for taking time out and attending this meeting. And now we're running short of time. So I'd like to request a few guests to share their feedbacks, thoughts about the meeting. Did they enjoy? What did they like? What would they like us to improve? I see guest Anand.
Yes, ma'am, I'm sure. Yeah. So
Yes,
I'm so long period of association with this Gabbys Toastmasters Club. Always, whenever I attend this Gabbys Toastmasters Club, I got a lot of takeaways and the best practice from the Gabbys Toastmasters Club and apply in my club. That was one of the fantastic thing. And second thing is that completely everything is in a cohesive manner. The theme of the day, then the table topic is completely aligned. So the table topic, the speech, that was the topic was a very great. While I was delivering, I was enjoying. That was great. And the Toastmaster of the day, she has explained very well. And each and every role player, they did an amazing job. And one more thing is that here there is a listening master and other things. That I can say that this is one of the versatile club. Lot of takeaways. Even the word of the day, it is a different word. I have not gone through that. So each and every time I'm learning lot many things. Thank you very much, ma'am, for giving a great opportunity to attend. Over to you, Toastmaster Neha.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anand, and keep joining us back whenever you find the time.
Yeah.
I think we have Toastmaster Ankit, who's joined us after a long time. Ankit, what are your thoughts and feedback for us?
It was a great day. I can see very innovative meeting design today with the topics and the kind of background everybody has. And one photo has a round kind of structure and the other one has somebody sitting. It's like who all people are there in poster making. And then table topics were really creative. The speeches were awesome. Evaluation was good. I like the Grammarian report and I've asked him to share. All in all, I feel like whatever 40 minutes, 50 minutes I've spent was worth spending, and a lot of things to learn from this meeting. Thank you so much for organizing. Over to you. Yeah.
Thank you, Ankit. Just to set things clear, on one poster we have our artist Toastmaster Dhwani, and on the other poster we have the art of one of our members,
Okay.
MF Vinci Karthik.
So the art and
Yes.
the artist.
Yes, the art and the artist, bringing them together in this meeting today. All right. It's already 12:11.
Neha,
Yes,
can
Lakshmi.
Toastmaster Neha, can I just have a small dedication to Toastmaster Dhwani?
Of course. Please go ahead.
That's thing.
Oh my God, that's so beautiful.
That's so amazing.
That's something that was done by my 7-year-old sitting next to me while the meeting was on. So that's a
Lovely.
dedication to you, Dhwani. Thank you.
Thank you. And please tell her it's such an amazing painting that she has made.
Thank you. I'll do that. Thanks.
Truly is very talented, Toastmaster Lakshmi. So yes, it's 12:11, and let me quickly get into the results. Any guesses for the best table topic speaker? Okay, there's silence. No guesses at all. All right, we have two best table topic speakers for today. It's Toastmaster Lakshmi and Toastmaster Joane. Let's give a huge round of applause for them. Coming to the best evaluator. Coming to the best evaluator, it's Toastmaster Lakshmi. Again, a huge round of applause. The best auxiliary role taker for today's meeting is Toastmaster Jeetender, our grammarian for today. And now, the best role taker. Any guesses?
All three.
Yeah, all
three
of them
were
are
amazing
equally
today.
good.
It was very tough.
It was a very close call, and the best role taker for today is our TMOD, Toastmaster Dhwani Adesera. With this, we come to the end of the meeting, and I hereby adjourn the meeting number 139. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining.
Bye-bye, everyone. Have a
Thank
great
you.
weekend. Bye-bye. See you all next week.
Bye.
See you all next week.
Bye,
See you on
everyone.
Tuesday.
Weekend.
Bye-bye. Have a great weekend. Have fun.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. Bye. Bye.